are so pleased to have joining us today one of the first-year participants of the Kidney March, David Bancroft. David, welcome to Plugged In.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's great to see you, actually in a different setting, because usually I see you in the office. You are the data entry and administrative assistant here at the BC Yukon branch.
Yes, indeed. I've been here at the Kidney Foundation for about 2.5 years, and it's a very enjoyable job.
And what viewers might not know is you're kind of the guy behind the kidney car program. All of that data that comes on in from all those cars that are donated, you're the one that makes sense of it all.
Indeed, I do a lot of the data entry and the tax receipting.
And this year, you added another title.
It's my very first Kidney March, and it was a wonderful cause. I wanted to challenge myself physically and raise some money for this issue. I also wanted to be part of this terrific community of the Kidney March community. This is how I start my day. Kidney car on one side, Kidney March on the other. I signed up towards the end of last year. This was back before COVID, so it was gonna look like a very different march at the time. 3-day, 100-kilometer walk from Kananaskis to Calgary. Everyone going together, camping out at night. And so because of COVID, of course, we were not able to march all together, congregating in one area. Everyone just marched in their own separate communities. Thankfully, we had a little bit more than just the original 3 days to do it. Since we're all on our own, we basically got to spread it out over a month, from mid-August to mid-September. For the most part, over the previous month, everyone was setting their own schedule, but over the final 3 days, we all across the country walked at least 10 kilometers per day. And there was also an online opening ceremony, an online closing ceremony.
Welcome, Kidney Marchers, crew, family, friends, to the closing ceremony for Kidney March 2020.
We tried to pull together a community as much as possible, albeit virtually. I hiked up in the North Shore Mountains, north of Vancouver, and I went on a lot of terrific hikes. I definitely went according to the weather. Thankfully, it being summer, the weather was very cooperative, and I just researched some trails that I wanted to do, some old favorites as well as some new ones, and got out there into the mountains. Some days I just did 7 or 9 kilometers. Other days it was almost 30. But
I love how you're categorizing this. Just 7 or 9 kilometers and some days 30.
Some definite highlights for me were hiking to Crown Mountain and Coliseum Mountain. Those are some of the highest mountains in the North Shore, and the views were absolutely spectacular. It felt very remote and sort of magical. It's pretty much an all-day endeavor. I was hiking during all parts of the day. I suppose morning feels kind of nice and peaceful, and the air is a little bit crisp, which is good. But yeah, I continue hiking through the afternoon and evening.
Being, an avid hiker, you might have a couple of tips out there for our viewers.
Well, one thing I can't recommend too much is the anti-blister socks. These are special double-layered socks which help prevent blisters. They're very important. In fact, a longtime Kidney Marcher, Kate, was the one who first recommended those to me. As for hiking, a very useful tip is to hike slowly enough that you don't need to take too many breaks. That way, on balance, you can keep your speed up without overburdening yourself.
You were part of the BeCause YuKan team here in BC. Tell us about the title, BeCause YuKan.
Well, that's related to the BC Yukon team. Because BC, YuKan, Yukon.
A play on words.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about your personal fundraising page?
Sure. Well, fundraising is sort of outside of my comfort zone. It's not something I do a lot of, but for a good cause, I was happy to pitch in. Everyone had a minimum target of $2,200. And so far I have raised $2,339 and counting. It was all online. I reached out to friends and family.
And I saw on the Kidney March website, it's already the countdown for next year for 2021. That will be the 12th year anniversary of this phenomenal, epic event.
Next year, I hope things will be looking better. I was looking forward to getting over to Alberta and marching together with several hundred other participants. It didn't quite work out that way, but it was still a great experience.
What would you say to others thinking about maybe I'll do that next year?
Well, I felt it was a great personal challenge as well as an excellent community building exercise, all geared towards a wonderful cause. So it's very much worth it.
Well, as I said, a kidney hero, along with all the participants at the Kidney March. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for being part of Team BeCause YuKan. Congratulations on your personal achievement, David.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of you.
And thanks for joining us here on Kidney Plugged In.
My pleasure.